Tell me how, like a little like this, maybe? Yeah. All right, we're live. All right, everything get back to the slides.
I heard you're doing such cool things.
And I'm so glad you reorganized the chair. That's the first thing I saw when I walked in. It was always easy for me because we had to experience it.
In this spot, I am here to get to Oh, that's great, but yeah. Well, we can, what do you think? Should we bring the circle in so that we don't need to? Yeah, well, we have a couple seats for stragglers. What do you think? What's your sense, Lisa?
I say roll.
All right, well, thanks everyone for coming tonight. I'm super excited to have you all here. This is my first time running, organizing the meetup, so forgive me as I stumble along trying to figure out how to make it successful for everybody. My name is Lyssa, and I work here as a Scrum Master and Agile Coach at Excella. And the DC WIA, as many of you know, has been around for several years. We've had wonderful, powerful women lead this group over the years. And recently, Excella offered to sponsor it. So what we're hoping for is a regular cadence, so we're going to meet every month and bring in people, and hopefully we can see each other regularly and have a chance to really build community together. I'd like to thank Jennifer Hinton, who's not here tonight, and Layla Rao, who's back here, who have worked very, very hard for many years to keep the DC WIA going. They've done a great job. And I have some quick slides I'd like to show you about Excella. I will put a link to the slides on the meetup site later. And I also wanted to make sure everybody knows that this event is being live streamed. So I just emailed out a link to this event to all of our membership. It's about 500 people. So that people who are not able to be here tonight for any reason, if they want to watch it live, they can. It's not a formal official live stream, so we don't have like a monitored chat window and all those kinds of things, but it is going to record, so we'll put the recording up afterwards. But I just wanted to make sure that everyone was aware that you are being recorded and that it will eventually be online on YouTube. A link from our website. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So I don't have a clicker, so I'm going to stand back here and just say a couple things. Excella has been really great about, let's see, I meant to go back here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Being our sponsor. And they run, Excella, I should say, run a variety of events in the community. This is the first time we've hosted the DC WIA meetup, and we'll be doing that monthly from now on, so I'm really thrilled about that. We have several events scheduled. On July 26th, Beth Grabo is coming, and on August 22nd, Layla is going to give us a talk on her model for agility. And I have 2 people committed for October and November without a definite date set yet. And we're lucky enough to have one of them, Andrea. Where is Andrea sitting? Oh, she's right here. I do have some people who've been talking to me about coming in the fall, but they're not definite yet. These are some upcoming training events. Any training you choose to take at Excella, you can use the promotion code DCWIA and get 10% off. And we're hiring, so go to our careers page and see if anything looks interesting. We really want to encourage you to speak at this event. This is not just for experienced speakers. This is also a safe, supportive environment for people who would like to try out a new talk or an activity or a facilitated event. It doesn't have to be a lecture. It can be what you feel called for it to be. Just let me know or let Layla know, and we'll work with you and schedule that in. Also, we had an interesting request from our friend Matthias, who runs an Agile professionals meetup in Sterling, and they are specifically seeking women. They want women to come give talks. So if you're thinking about giving a talk or you'd like to get out there and speak in front of others,
and they're great.
Get in touch with him. Yeah, and Matthias is terrific. There's a couple of WIA events upcoming we wanted you to know about. There's a Women in Agile breakfast. It's part of the SAFE Summit. You don't have to actually be registered and going to the SAFE Summit to participate in this breakfast, but you do need to register for the breakfast ahead of time. And with that, I will turn it over to Layla. Oh, I'm sorry, to Lyssa. It's too many Layla. Sorry, everybody. I will turn it over.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get you guys some shares and reunion too.
Okay, so before we start, all right, I'm going to take an Agile. My failure about is I failed to introduce Lyssa properly. So, I think probably almost all of you here know who she is. She's written a wonderful book, and by the way, there's a signed copy of it over here that's going to go to a lucky winner, and I'm going to pass around the sign-up sheet. If you didn't sign up, you need to, because that's how we're going to do a randomized thing to figure out the winner. This book was like my Bible the first year I was Scrum Master. I mean, I just read it over and over again, and I underlined it and highlighted it, and I still go back to it. I mean, it's still got some great pearls of wisdom in it, and it really made a difference with me, especially when times were tough and I had a hard day, and I just thought, oh, either I'll never get this Agile thing, or I'll never get them to understand this Agile thing. And, I'd come home and read something in that book, and there was always something there that gave me a source of wisdom and inspiration, and I really appreciate it. So we're very lucky to have Lyssa with us tonight.
Awesome. Yay! Come on in for the Q&A part.
I was going to take notes because I'm really interested in all the conversations that happen with you. So we'll go taking notes because I don't want to lose the insights that are going to come from my conversation.
But how's that for you guys? Okay? Yeah. Oh my goodness. This group feels really good already, doesn't it? The food, the conversation, like, you were all greeting each other as people came in the door. We bonded over her pants in the bathroom. Are those such amazing pants?
Yes.
Love it. And welcome to our one gentleman who is leading the women's group.
I'm glad you're here.
So we thought we would divide the night into two pieces. The first will be a conversation, basically, a question and answer between all y'all and me. And I've made a list of some topics that I would love to talk about, things I have experience in, things that might be interesting to you, and you get to choose. And then we're going to take a break in about 45 or 50 minutes from now. And we'll come back after the break, and we're doing a DC Women in Agile renewal. A rejuvenation, renewal, re-life, whatever we will call it. And I'll be moving into the role of facilitator at that point with Karen McLeod, and the two of us will be leading you guys through a way of having your voices be heard about what you want this group to be, because it is for you in life. Sound good? All right. So just locating myself in space and time. I think what I want you guys to know about now is that I have been an empty nester for 2 years. My daughter goes to school in this area. That's been a really big shift in my household. I have recently, in the last year, sold the business that was my heart and soul for 8 years. So Agile Coaching Institute now belongs to Solutions IQ inside of Accenture, and I'm still very involved with it, but it's no longer mine. That's another baby that went off to college. You know? Yeah. So my co-founder of that organization, Michael Spade, you know, the two of us had this beautiful thing. You know? And so lots of shifts, lots and lots of shifts. In the last year, I have been in my own learning process, and I've been in a program called the Integral Facilitator Program, which is essentially how to facilitate hot conversations. Like when it gets really hot, or when it gets really stuck. And I'm not naturally good at that. And so that has been something that has really expanded me as a person, to be able to hold more of the yucky stuff that comes up in conversation, more of the stuff that I don't want to be with, but that actually is here and we have to deal with it. So it's been a big shift. I got a wake-up call about seeing if people working on climate change would find it Agile useful. I've been getting that wake-up call for a long time now, and it got to be a blaring siren last summer when I was in Peru and saw what's happening to our rainforest firsthand. 2 weeks ago I was in Colorado, and I saw the devastation from the beetles that now no longer hibernate because our winters are warm in Colorado, and they have decimated whole mountainsides of times. So I think where that's going to take me, but I know that I have to do something. And I figure if Agile can accelerate credit card offers and, and government programs, well, surely it can accelerate the good work of people working on the effects of climate change. What a shock, right? That's a little about what's going on. And I'm just really stoked to be here. I thought about some things that I have experience in that might be interesting or useful. And also by way of saying things that I really don't have any experience in, don't talk to you about test-driven development or the latest technical something. I'll have to find someone else for that topic. But the things that I think I might have something relevant to say in are these things: being a women business owner, having run a successful business and sold it, and what that does. The Women in Agile movement in general, I was there when I think it got born. It might have been born just slightly before then, I'm not sure, but I was certainly there early on. 10 Women Strong Women in Agile programs. I'm involved in this. I'd love to tell you guys about it. It's something really cool that's just launched today, actually. And Agile topics. Agile leadership. You know, what does it mean for leaders when they have Agile in the environment? That's something I've been working a lot with people on in the last few years. My feminine replenishment and flexibility practices. Basically how I keep my shine on, which doesn't always shine. My view on Agile's role in social evolution and where we're headed as a human species. Agile coaching, of course. Agile for planetary good, I'm thinking a lot about that. And also facilitating conflict and liberating flow in conversation. So those are some places to point us that I might have something useful to say about. And now I'm wondering if maybe, since we have just about 40 or 45 minutes for this section, maybe what we'll do is hear what questions or thoughts you guys have that you want to have some conversation on. And when someone says a question or a thought, like feel free to go like, oh yeah, that's cool. Or you know, because we're gonna end up not having enough time for everything probably. And I'd like to talk about the things that are of most interest. Does that sound good? Cool. So, what's out there?
I'm interested in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of that.
Facilitating conflict, yeah. Okay, cool.
I think it'd be interesting to hear about like Agile in like non-technical environments, like moving to government, how to facilitate with someone who maybe doesn't go Agile.
Okay, you have two things there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we got Agile and non-technical environments like government. Yeah, that interesting. And you know, facilitating people who don't want to go there.
I think it's more.
It's more Agile.
I think that's your conflict. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when I hear that, I think of integrity.
Yeah.
We have to do that.
Yeah. See, like we could get into a conversation that would lead a couple of different places there.
And leading with the purpose. So I guess facilitating conflict, and as you said, when you try to lead people with a purpose and there's a conflict of interest and if they don't want to change, how you really handle that?
Mm-hmm.
Like your value system is not matched with what they really want, but they're saying all the words, but they don't want to do the practices.
Yeah, so this is feeling familiar to some of you, I think, huh? I think there's some opinions about that out there too. Yeah.
I'm very interested in Agile leadership.
Yeah.
And seeing transformation at the top versus, I feel like we have a lot of Agilists down at the lower ranks, right?
Yeah.
A lot of us are growing up in that space.
Yeah.
And less that, especially in more organizations.
Yeah.
That makes everyone.
I'm interested in hearing about how Agile has transformed since the very beginning of Agile. Because
I'm like the old timer.
and if you have any insight on where it's going and how we can stay on top of everything that we're doing now. Okay.
I'm only somewhat tracking all of this. Only somewhat tracking. You guys have to help. Let them slow down a minute for thoughtful voices to come in. Yeah, we'll pick up all three of you, yeah.
I would be interested in knowing about social evolution. What impact does that have?
A lot of these topics are quite related. Agile leadership, social evolution are two very linked in my mind, yeah.
I second that.
You like that?
But also the facilitating conflict, that I've never heard that liberating flow. in that context.
Yeah.
How that works. But it makes sense.
Cool.
I'm interested in, given that we are a room of women Agilists.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
us operating
Yeah.
in,
Isolation.
isolation. It's good to acknowledge it.
Wow.
Yeah. So having said that, I felt like that shifted something in the room. You guys, maybe some of you sense that. So having said that, you know, we got this opportunity where we are 99.9% women. You know, so like, what does that liberate for us? Does it make another topic come forward? I just want to give a little space for that before we start trying to.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So I want to talk about how Agile would facilitate breaking some of our rules that I think there's certain assumptions that we as women have made in our minds. So how to break through that, and it might touch some of these topics like women in business and addressing conflicts, but basically yes, there is a lot that goes inside of us. Maybe others outside are embracing Agile to a level more than us. It's just we have to do something inside.
I mean, I don't have a question, but I just would like to know a little bit background on the group here.
Yeah, I think
I
that's
just want to know how many Scrum Masters.
Let's play a quick game to do that. There's a really great, easy way to do it. So if you're curious something about this group, you just step in the middle and you say, all my friends who blank are Scrum Masters, for example, come join me now. So go ahead and you start us off. We'll find out.
So I would like to comment on the Scrum Masters. I used to have the title. So all my team was a lovely talk, but then there's so many challenges. The reason I was here is like maybe just talk about them, but then that is not my whole intention. But the broader topics that we're going to discuss here.
So you're going to find out.
Yeah, I'm going to find out. I'm going to take myself out.
Yeah. Okay. So do you want to find out how many people are Scrum Masters?
Current. So I know.
Lyssa. The other Lyssa.
So you want to know who's currently a Scrum Master? If you're currently a Scrum Master, go join her.
Oh wow, so many.
See how fast this is? Look at that. Well, don't worry, we're gonna do multiple. Okay, let this one dissolve.
Yeah.
So you see the format. Anyone can step in the middle and say, all my friends who blank, whatever you want to test, come join me now, and then we'll learn each other real quickly. So what else do you want to know?
How many people have been Scrum
Yeah, get up there and do it. Oh, you're not seeing it. Announce it.
How many people have been Scrum Masters?
That gives you a.
You can talk.
All right.
How many people have been product owners or product managers?
Oh, good question.
You gotta go in the middle, girl. Good. What did you think? More or less than you thought? More. It's sometimes surprising.
How many people have been Agile coaches?
Get in the middle, sweet.
Wow.
There you go. All right. And maybe one or two stay out here.
Is anybody else in the kingdom here?
What does that mean?
Any of my friends who like to bike?
All right. Lisa coming in. That's great.
Anyone else who has done agile transformation at scale?
Transformation at scale. Anyone?
You look
Here they come. Do you notice they're coming right slow? Well, that helps us know you got one. Come on in.
All right, for all my friends working on government projects.
Okay, a little selfish for Lyssa and Linda. Who else wants to present at this conference? At this
Who else wants to present?
Oh,
get out there.
And help us through. You know? We have your people here.
Yeah.
Wow, here we go.
Okay.
So, who has led groups without an agile title?
Oh,
You're not a Scrum Master, you're not a coach.
Well, if you're old,
But you're doing agile.
But you're doing agile, yeah.
Sure.
So you're in a position where you have to step in and you have to do it.
Yeah. You got it. You got a small but mighty tribe.
Yeah. How many of you use Agile for at home?
And we know who the product is. There are stickies on my kitchen cabinet. All right, so feels like we're ready to talk about a topic. So you heard a lot of things before, a lot of places we could go. Someone who feels like if I don't get this talked about tonight, then I'll feel like I got cheated. So what's the topic in your mind? Like if we don't talk about this tonight, I'm gonna go home with that conflict.
Yeah.
I think that came up a lot, didn't it? Yeah. Okay, so let's go there. Let's see, what's the most relevant thing I can say? I have been now through 3 years of training in 2 different programs related to helping groups of people navigate their human systems dynamic, which of course includes conflict. And the main mind-blowing thing I can tell you, this was mind-blowing for me, is that conflict is only to be feared when it's not present. So like, there's the 5 dysfunctions of a team. You guys might know about this, Patrick Lencioni. And in that pyramid, the inability of a team to have conflict means that they cannot commit to one another. Right? I mean, so it's a pretty central competence for any group of people to have together, the ability to metabolize or to navigate conflict. Yeah.
The difference between drama and
So drama might be handled by just letting someone ventilate and get it out of their system. Or they continue to do it, and that's a different topic about what as you continue to do this will just get you there. But I don't know that I have a really good definition between those two. I think like in the Agile context, I think about it like, what is something that is stopping this team from having joyful flow, significant, meaningful collaboration, and strong decisions. So if a team isn't having, if there's something going on in the team that's hampering any of those things, I'd be like, let's look at that. I just made it up in a moment, so I can't even remember. So, meaningful decisions, joyful flow, like really true collaboration, like where new ideas are coming up, and meaningful decisions. Yeah.
I just attended a presentation last week on anti-fragile.
Anti-fragile, okay.
And they were saying, if you don't have confidence, something's wrong. So there's something wrong.
Yeah.
And how he described what is blocking or lacking or void in the group is Maslow's theory, hierarchy of needs. And at the very bottom, safety need,
Yeah.
you don't feel safe enough.
Yeah.
To express any conflicting opinions or strategies. And they're maybe in fear of thinking they're not going to be accepted in the group. Being in bad standing management. There's a whole series of things that keep that flow, blocking the flow. And I thought it was that whole concept of anti-fragile.
Yeah.
You don't want a group that's so fragile that they can't.
Yes. Yeah.
So you want something that's anti-fragile. You can throw anything at me, and I can sit down and discuss it with you and come to some resolution. So, of course, if you can do that, you're self-actualizing. You're at the top of Maslow.
So I just want to reflect back a little bit about what I'm hearing is this idea of wanting a group that's kind of anti-fragile, is a little bit tough, a little bit like they can take what gets thrown at them.
And it's really not even tough.
Yeah,
It's about having that camaraderie with the people you work with, and you feel safe enough.
Yeah.
That you can express yourself.
And you're
they will take what you're saying in the best of light, not as criticism.
And you're really bringing up this thing we hear a lot in the Agile world right now about psychological safety. We're hearing a lot about it at Google right now too. They just did a big old study. And the the bottom line of the study is that their most high performing teams have psychological safety. Now, it's interesting, like Lencioni says the way to get there is to create trust, but not maybe the kind of textbook definition of trust you think of. He calls it vulnerability trust. And it's just each person being willing to reveal themselves to the other, to say, here's my idea, as you're mentioning, or I don't know how to do this. I'll need some help. And so there's, like in that book, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team in the Workbook, there are about 20 different exercises for helping a team build vulnerability trust. And it's essentially the willingness to just be real.
I also think a facilitator, like a scrum master or a coach, can do maybe more to draw out differences so that differences are okay.
Absolutely,
And,
yes.
Yeah.
So you're hitting on, that's one of my biggest learnings in the last 9 months in this program is anytime there is an overabundance of any one thing, it's going to stop the flow on the team. And so the idea is to help the team, let's say commitment or non-commitment, like the team doesn't feel committed to themselves, maybe to you as the Scrum Master. It'd be interesting to explore, okay, what's the upside, guys, of being not committed? Let's talk about that.
I think one of the things I mentioned is the context, the culture.
Yeah, for sure.
You're in a culture and the higher ups see not, if you actually say you can't do something, you're seen as weak, or you're seen as not being prepared, you're not seen in a positive light, you're seen in a negative light, because you said, I can't. So it depends upon, I've worked for companies like that, in my first part of my career, it's always can do. You never admitted that you couldn't, and if you did, the attitude changed. So that's part of it.
Yeah, I mean, now we're really tapping into the role of leaders in setting culture. So I'm aware that we could go in that frame. I wanted to come back just a moment and just nail this polarity thing with you guys. It's been a really big learning for me. It might be really useful. Anytime there's overabundance of one thing, it's useful to explore its opposite. This is exactly what you're saying, Andrea, is to help when you hear so much of one thing, bring up the other side of it and say, who can just play this other side of it, even just for fun? Like, you don't even have to necessarily believe it, but let's just get the juice of the other side going. Because there's always a positive and a negative for, let's say, commitment. Being fully committed, not being committed. So just check it out in yourself for a moment. So let's just play the game. What's the positive or the upside of not being committed? Just in your own life. Committed to anything, just choose
I can
it.
do what I want.
Yeah. Great. Yep, options are open, great. What's the downside of not committed?
No connection.
Don't finish anything.
No sense of purpose.
All right, now let's flip to the other side of the polarity. So what's the downside of being committed?
You get disappointed.
You said
You get
you
disappointed.
get disappointed.
Maybe
You could get
disappointed.
disappointed.
You could fail.
Yeah.
I think your vision is very limited. Close your options, and if you're constantly committed to one idea, then you close your options.
What's the upside of being committed?
Seeing through.
Yeah. So you guys went through all four of those pieces of polarity very easily, but a team that's stuck is going to have a hard time moving to the opposite, right? And so that's one of the things that I learned in helping to facilitate conflict is to be listening at the level of the conversation, not the details of what they're saying, like the pattern. You know, what topic keeps coming up? What's the opposite that everyone is ignoring? Let's bring that in, because it brings life force to explore the other side. It happened here. Do you guys feel it? The life force that we got? I guess the other thing I would say about conflict that I learned in my organization and relationship systems coaching school, just a few years ago now, is that it's really useful as a facilitator and a coach to see conflict as a change urge. That something is wanting to change. And I don't know about you guys, when I put that attitude on my mind, I can go, oh, goody, conflict. Like, what's trying to happen here? My initial response is, oh my God, I don't want to deal with this. But if I can go, oh, something's going to change, it just flips it for me a little bit.
And we use that, but for example, all the women who work in government, there's a lot of pros and cons that come with that role. So if we adopt this attitude and say, okay, all right, government work, there's some constraints here. What are the upsides of those constraints? Can it help us make the best of what we can change?
Yeah, maybe. That might be an interesting thing for you guys to do, actually, as a focus group, women in government in this group. You know? Explore it together. We have about 15 more minutes for this piece.
You're probably my close.
Uh-huh.
I sold,
I bet you were good.
I was.
Uh-huh.
And I worked for IBM.
Yeah.
Jack and Ford, and I sold marketing. So, and I was used to dealing with conflict because everybody says no, nobody says yes.
Yeah.
Unless when you work for IBM, you went in and everybody said yeah.
In the day.
But you get used to dealing with it, you almost see it as I see it as an
Opportunity. Yeah.
to change minds. And if you're not dealing with the conflict or afraid of it, so read those people, because that's what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. The standard,
Yes.
yeah, the standard book about negotiation is called Getting to Yes. It's written by two Harvard professors. It's about how to shift people from their entrenched positions into them being able to express their interest in solving the issue, whatever it is. And then, of course, there's a very easy middle way. Once the interests come out, then it's, unless you're negotiating for a deal, then you probably might stay in your position. I don't know. But okay, so here we are, 15 minutes left for this piece. Yeah.
I have a question. So, still going towards conflict, considering you're working with a team that's completely one, and they're now trying to transition to Agile, how do you deal with a team that's extremely resistant?
You don't resist them. You don't resist them is my biggest piece of advice for you. So let's just do something there for a second. Go ahead and put your paper down.
What did you say they're extremely what?
Resistant. They're resistant. Okay, and just put your hands up like this because you're resistant, right? And I'm your coach. So go ahead and push against me. If I push against you, where are we going?
Nowhere.
Nowhere. Push harder. If I let come a little bit like this, what has to happen to you? Eventually. So here's the thing. There is tremendous information resistance. Tremendous information. So I get that it might be hard because it's really hard for me when I just want to strangle the living crap out of people. Who has that feeling? Right? Oh my God. Right? So if you can get yourself to the place where you can be a little more neutral about it and manage your own inner aggravation, right? Then you can be curious about the resistance. And this is the big skill set from professional coaching, actually. Professional coaching handles resistance really, really well. And what you're helping the person do when you get curious about resistance is that you're helping them be curious themselves. And the way that happens is by you first being curious for them, essentially. So some really interesting questions. It's like, I get you don't like this Agile thing. What's the thing you hate the most? Like, I would actually ask that question. Now, here's the thing. If they say something and you push back on them with an Agile evangelist kind of answer, then you're right back to where you started, because you started pushing again, right? Yeah. So you have to be able to suspend, and I know it's hard because we wear these two hats. We have like this expert in Agile, and then we have this coaching and facilitation hat, which has a neutrality feeling to it. Neutrality is a central competence to actually use aside temporarily and say that to them. I'm going to put this expertise aside so we can explore your result. Because if this doesn't work for you, it doesn't really work. 9 times out of 10, when you start exploring someone's resistance, you're going to find a value that they hold dear that's getting stepped on. So there's something about this Agile thing that is actually in a clash with something else that they hold dear. And so then the deal is to help them figure out, okay, now sometimes it's how are the Agiles in the environment if there's literally nothing changed, right? Or do they need to make a request of? Or do they need to create an ally or a partnership with? Get through it.
I think sometimes also it's being comfortable with the status quo and being a free environment.
Absolutely.
It's a matter of making them feel safe in that new environment.
Absolutely. I often say moving into an Agile environment is like a lobster that's just outgrown its shell. And now all you are is like this big mass of meat with no protection. And it's like, it's damn uncomfortable. You know?
One thing is that resistance.
They're asking you to speak up.
I worked on a project and I had that resistance. Thought it was Agile, but what it was everybody was close to retirement. Nobody.
Who wants to change?
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, I can respect that. But at the same time, everyone's close to retirement, and Agile is the way the organization is going. Then the question as the coach is, okay, how do you guys want to survive it? Because it's not just you can't just go like, not doing that. The external environment is pushing on you to do it.
think there's also an ethical thing for me.
Yes, I heard you say that earlier, bring it in.
Yeah, well, I've encountered this where the resistance has been so strong that, and the team never asked to be coached, that, I walked away. I mean, I'm not going to put myself in a neutral, curious position if all that I get is, I didn't ask for you, and then they were, and so, I mean, that's hard to do if you're there on a contract or you're there because you need the money to pay for your,
Yeah, sure
your
is.
daily living. But, I think that you have to know what your contract is going in if you're a coach. Are you setting yourself up for failure by not being able to talk to the team that you're going to be working with before you are assigned to that team?
Absolutely.
And I think this is the problem in government too, is that we have so many layers. We have
Yeah.
prime and subcontractor and everybody, and when you're in there trying to bring your gifts and all the layers, it's almost like too many shells around, and you cannot show yourself as a coach. But then you have to make a decision. And I think that's the same in conflict. When you have conflict here, it's in a micro moment, but you have to make a decision. Do I want to confront or do I want to step away? Do I want to bring up something or do I want to facilitate others to see the conflict? And so that self-awareness we were talking about is huge.
Yeah. I love what you're bringing in. It's like the importance of having conversations ahead of time, especially with the teams that you're told to go make agile. Go make those people agile, right? There's a concept that I borrowed from the professional coaching world called designing an alliance that we teach in the Agile Coaching Institute classes for exactly that purpose. And especially when you're a contractor, you might have a little more latitude. When you're an employee and you might feel like, boy, I can't ask for anything. I just got assigned, I have to just do it. Or they say, well, it's even more important actually for you to have the conversation with the person who's sending you over there to agilize that with the team members over there. Because there are just some basic things that you need to be able to do the job they've asked you to do, right? So you gotta ask for them and find out. Find out if you're gonna get them.
So I'd like to flip that a little bit, so.
Yeah. Yeah, what's that?
How often do we find ourselves in this environment here, especially in federal contracting, where there's a role there that you've been tasked to fill, but a lack of understanding truly of what that role means. Right?
I was never.
Education. Yeah. No, I mean for the, you're always educating people about what this role means. Yeah. We have just a few more minutes before we start to take a break and focus a little bit. I want to know if you guys want to know anything about women in Agile or
The team is strong.
Are the 10 women strong?
Yes. Why only 10?
Why am I doing? So let me tell both pieces. So I think I was there kind of at the dawn of Women in Agile, which was at a Scrum gathering probably at least 6 years ago. This is when Carol McEwen was still the managing director of the Scrum Alliance. And she and I and a bunch of women were sitting around talking, and we're like, at this Scrum gathering, there's about 40% of women in the group, and we just had an open space, and the first 25 people to come up were all men with their topics. And we're like, so it's not for lack of the numbers of women. Like, what is going on? And so we got together, and I would say the Women in Agile movement is a very loose confederation of women who want to champion other women, basically at this point. There are a couple things that are happening in that movement right now that I think are going to give it a little more momentum. One of them is Natalie Warnett, one of the people who was in that original conversation, has a new nonprofit called Agile Women in Agile. And she has womeninagile.com. It's a website that's set up now. And that has a couple different facets. She'll be able to talk to it much better than I can. And she's she's the organizer of the Agile 2018 Women in Agile Day, or the fourth conference. The other thing that I think is having a lot more oomph to this is 10 Women Strong. So I have this friend and colleague who I was in a leadership program with 10 years ago. Her name is Carolyn Dry. And she has this program called 10 Women Strong. And we were talking about 6 weeks ago, and she was explaining to me what's in this program and what the impact has been for the circles of women she's had in it over these last few years. And I thought, we need this for Women in Agile. So cool, so we started talking about that. And then I was visiting my friend Deb Hartman-Preuss, and she's an Agile coach and an Agilist from way back and a professional coach. And she's like, I really want to create like a spa for women in Agile. To come and just be together and support each other and, get their shine back, essentially. And so I hooked up with Carolyn, and before I can this program, she has a virtual program that we're calling Women in Agile Shine. And she and Deb are going to lead that one. It's 10 weeks on the phone, 75-minute calls. And the other that one, I'm leading that one with Carolyn. So the Shine program starts this fall, and there'll be one in January as well. And then the Agile Women in Leadership program is next spring. And the two programs go together. They're not the same thing at all. They really are beautiful. But why I'm excited about this is that, gosh, don't you know that we could just give ourselves away to like family, community? What else? What else do we give ourselves away to? Work. What else? Connection, friends. Yeah. Our missions. Like we're really focused on pursuing a mission. And I don't know about you guys, but I can get pretty confused. And sometimes I can even not remember or kind of lose sight of my purpose. And so that's what these programs are about. It's about getting that back or finding it for the first time. Which I'm very excited about. Because I've always wanted these Women in Agile programs to really positively impact Gen Pop in the Agile world. And I think that we're headed that way.
Membership organization or?
No, these are two programs. If you go to actually take a picture of that back there, 10womenstrong.net Agile programs, you can read all about the two different programs. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I have a question. Work-life coaching.
Yeah. Yeah. Carrie said to me today, what did you tell them what you said to me? Oh no, it was Lyssa. It was Lyssa. Because I was telling yeah, what did you say?
I said that I'm really struck by the concept that you have a coach. Why do you need a coach?
Well, so I'd like to think that I have kept shining, and I think my coach has helped me do that. I have had a different coach at various times, but I've had at least one coach in my life for the last 12 years consecutively.
So that's probably why I asked the question, is because I have a theory that it is possible to learn some basic coaching skills in the workplace, that it doesn't program to gain the skills of listening and helping somebody think through their stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I asked, because I'm curious what is current in the workplace.
And when I went to coaching school, one of the things they said is get a coach. That's going to be the fastest way that you will learn about coaching is to get a coach for yourself. It's a double, benefit for yourself and you learn about coaching.
What if I can find a coach who
You said just like once.
You just sat next to one.
like
Yeah.
Yeah,
she really is. Like,
Yeah,
that's
so-
what you're
so
gonna
how-
find.
I'm not kidding.
no, I
Right, so how many
believe
of
it. I
you?
mean, how to approach you.
Well, check it out. How many of you are coaches looking for clients? There we go. Who did your women talk to?
We all sat on, the Scrum Masters all sat on the
Ah.
coaches all sat on.
Well, if I may say, life coach, career coach,
Yes.
agile coach.
Yes.
Clean coach.
Yeah. So I don't know
Right,
what
okay.
your background is. Well, I do know what your
All right.
background is. I know Darby and I are coactive coaches.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you.
I specialize in clean language coaching.
Oh.
Clean language.
It can be used for professional or really any topic. Any life coaching. Any topic.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're work-life coaches.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Snap them up. Snap them up while they're not famous, because then they get really expensive.
I was actually going to ask, yeah, I was looking for a mentor. I was looking for a mentor on LinkedIn. And I felt it was not going to work because I did work with my boss, previous boss, on the job, and it worked really great until we were separated. I mean, but then it's like always that he gave me, because I mean, if you're seeking feedback, so you need to know what to improve on. So specifically for a Scrum Master role, he said, your credibility quotient is so low.
Credibility quotient is low, is that what you said?
Yeah, because it's like setting expectations for a Scrum Master when you join a new team, the team is already established. And everybody is like playing the power struggle, the people are being played out. So resistance was like hard, like just go sit there at times, you know, people would, I mean, the engineers who are not, like, we are self-organized, they would say that from day one. So why do you need me? But then I survived it for more than a year. So I did learn some things. But I know I could use all those for my next job, but right now I'm at a stage where I really need the work coach, accountability coach, to be able to navigate some of the, every situation or every job is going to be different.
Absolutely.
And the same too.
Yeah,
Different
I mean, the thing is that I think what you're referring to, Adri, is like there are always these patterns going on that are the same no matter what. Like, do you notice that annoying person keeps showing up in different bodies? You know, that person's gonna keep showing up until you deal with whatever is the thing in you that is causing that to keep showing up. Right? So this is what coaching helps with, is like, helps with the, we often say the little A agenda, like the thing, the topic you want coaching on. But the big A agenda is, who are you becoming? Right? And how do you want to be in the world? How do you want to choose? Choice is incredible. Okay. So, and what we decided to do was to stage a renewal. Are you guys up for a renewal of this group? So what we're going to do is we're going to hear Layla's vision for this group, as she's been the vision for this group for a long time. And that will kind of put us all in the same ballpark. And then we're going to take a break. When we come back, Carrie and I are going to facilitate you guys through the process to have your voice put a lot of beauty on that vision. So it can be your group. Is that cool? Okay, great.
So Lyssa and I are talking. Female leaders. I met my first female Agile coach, other than myself, 3 years ago. That's pretty bad. And when I saw all these people coaching, oh, I love Agile, I want to coach, but I can't coach because what they do, I can't do that. I read Lyssa's book, was starting the whole thing, oh, wait a second. coaches, who's accessible to me. And reading through her journey, how she became a coach, helped me create my own journey to becoming a coach. And what I want this group to be is part of your journey to become what for that to happen. We want to hear all of your voices because you're in what you're doing and what you're doing. So if you've never heard the word Agile before, or if you're Lyssa Adkins, you're an expert on what you know. And we want to hear that part. So I'm giving all benefits from that.
How does that sound? Yeah, amazing. All right, give a little love. Cool. All right, so let's take how about a 10-minute break. Does that sound good? So someone tell me what time I come back that time. 7:40? Okay. 7:40.
Layla? Sorry. So and just tell everyone, hey, thanks for coming
Which I know I'm communicative, that's yes, it's amazing. Yeah. That I was like,
Having tea. So, you and I, whenever we have time, whenever we want to, but I'm not rushing up. So hopefully you're good with that. Which I am. All right.
it's just amazing. The past 2 weeks, I was really looking forward to speaking to a lot.
Right, and there's some all the things
You don't really have, but wherever you land, knowing you can solve the problems from, even though you're just even
and now
It doesn't go away.
No, it doesn't go away. All right.
We're gonna get ready to.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Interesting. Religious.
work for a consulting company up in Columbia.
Okay, well, has the reinvention has actually addressed that? Because we were all they don't. But yeah, that's seriously. And I rested this sticky notes underneath the big tree.
I'm actually going back down to.
We actually are. So
I'll come back again. Yeah, we did about like
if you look at
I never thought to be. All right. We're going back to kindergarten. This is one of the fastest ways to get any group's attention is to raise your hand. And anytime anyone sees a hand raised, you raise your hand and we're back together. Because we're about to do something that's going to have a lot of conversation going in there. And at various times carry our limit and get your attention. So we're going to use that little. Can you go with us on the kindergarten raise hand thing? Okay. We can start yelling. That's the other.
This is quiet.
So you know that every living thing goes through cycles. Right? You know, we have the cycles of seasons in our lives. We're in summer right now, it's hot, but we know winter's coming and things kind of die down, but then we know the spring is coming. And we have like more profound cycles in our lives too, where things that we love die away. And then we have to decide what to do. And we get kind of born into it in a certain way, like, like when my daughter left the nest. I feel like I'm a new woman, actually. It's not the same person. As you're very young, just like the menopause. I'm telling you, that's a new kind of life.
I do kind of freedom.
I love it. I love it. You love it. See? We're on the cusp of spring. And you guys are the ones that are going to bring flowers. You guys are the ones that are going to grow what this group becomes next. So Karen and I are going to facilitate you through a process that's going to allow you to express a lot of what you want this group to be. And you might not even know what that is right now, but some things are going to come to you as we go through. And every voice is needed. I love what Layla said. You're the expert in what it feels like to be in your life right now. And that's what's needed. So we're going to start pretty simply with like in a moment, I'm going to ask you to come to stand somewhere on this line. And the anchor points for this line are extremely important over here. Important but not critical is somewhere in the middle. And not important over here. So the deal with this is to just stand wherever your heart tells you to stand. Whatever really feels true for you, don't worry about anyone else to the extent that you can.
So here's the first question. How important is it? Hang on, I had a good formulation for this. I don't want to screw it up. Hang on. There's a certain way I want to say this. Yes. I'm glad I looked. All right. And wherever you think it's true for you. For this group to be great, how important do you think it is that it be about women? I'm enjoying everyone speaking their truth. We have women all along the line everywhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to debrief from my left to my right. And not everyone is going to speak. We're really just going to sample. This is a constellation. We're just going to sample it very lightly because you're already speaking by where you're standing. So by the way, have you already gotten some information? Right? So look around and see where the women here are standing. Okay. So if you choose to speak, I want you to say something in a very short sentence. And you're answering the question, why am I standing where I'm standing? For this question, how important is it that it be about?
And speak loud.
And speak loud, yeah, great, thank you. So over here, we're going to hear from maybe about 2 of you in this cluster at the top. So why are you standing where you are related to how important is it that this be about women? And all you have to do is speak your first person perspective. It is totally valid with no external evidence or agreement from anyone else.
It's easier for me to be more vulnerable and answer women.
Great, and thank you for doing it quickly and beautifully. Like, there's a lot of meaning in that, right? You guys got it. Okay, great. Let's hear one more there.
I just don't see a lot of people, women in Agile.
Great. We're coming to the middle. In the middle.
It's rare to be with this many women in Agile. I value it.
I feel like I brought up a question, and yet I'm neutral. I think by being in a group with a lot of women, it'll naturally come around, but I don't necessarily think the topics need to be focused on women.
Good.
I think as women, we need our voice to be heard by men, and we need to have practice voicing ourselves when they're present, and we might create a safe environment for that to happen.
Let's hear a voice. You don't have to speak, it's totally volunteer.
I just think I okay, I can do it short.
Okay. Can you do it in a sentence and a mode? It would be long.
Sure. I just feel like for me personally, I just want to prove myself as a professional. Doesn't matter if it's women or
All right, so now just start milling around a little bit, let that one kind of shake off. We're going to do a similar one. This time it's about the other aspect of this group. For this group to be great, how important is it that it be about Agile? For this group to be great, how important is it that it be about Agile? And let me also mention the role of the 2 organizers of the group in the room. They are taking this in as much as possible. Now, let me be clear though, this is not for them. This is for them and for you, because you're already learning a lot about who this group is becoming, aren't you? And that's really the purpose here, is to create more systems intelligence. Systems that are vastly intelligent, but mostly unconscious. We're bringing it to that surface. Okay, we're going to start over here this time. Yes, ma'am.
Agile is a mindset, which is why I like this title, but it's about professional development.
Get your here. Okay, great. Anyone else on this side of the constellation? Great. Did you guys hear her? Okay, great. Come in here. We're going to pick up a couple voices in the middle. Your first person perspective.
Yeah, for me, it's more important to be professional development, but Agile is the framework that's more of a tool for us to work with, but professional development.
professional development in Agile. I want to become an expert in frameworks. There's so many new ideas that are always constantly emerging. I wonder how to be the best responsive to that. And with the Agile focus.
All right. Yeah.
Focus.
Okay. All right, so. Let's start walking. Now you're going to pick up your marker if you haven't already. Everyone needs a marker in their hand. And Carrie and I are going to introduce you to your charts. So we have them around the room. And the deal is in a few moments, we're going to be completely silent in the room, and you're going to have the chance to go around and write anything you want on any of these charts that you want. And it's a way for us to express ourselves, kind of like charts, plus build on it more. So here are the possibilities for you to write on these charts. This one over here is what has led you to leave other groups? What has led you to partake in other groups? So we're trying to find out, what might be some really useful things that we could do in this group to keep people in. What do you desire, right? So what do you really want from this group? And the sky is the limit. Don't worry about that.
Attract you to be more involved in Agile.
Back here we have which of these possible offerings would you find valuable? And there's a list that Layla and Lyssa have thought of. And then guess what? There's an open tree for you to put some other ideas on what is valuable that this group could do.
And of course, we have sticky notes.
And then finally, what questions did we not ask? So if there's a question you think this group needs to answer, go ahead and write the question, and then go ahead around and answer the questions that you put up. Does that sound cool? Okay, so this is about 7 minutes long. We're going to judge and see how much time people need, and we'll let you know when about 4 minutes have gone past, so you know where you are in the process. And this is just a chance for you to gently peruse and see where you want to write something. Okay.
Right, this end. One on the left.
Yeah.
Check next to something that you
Oh, the art I'm describing. We're learning from it.